But you have access.
It's switched off.
No, its access is there.
No, they're saying that the light will off, it's disabled.
Right, right.
You open first, then I will.
Audio also getting better. I don't know if you're seeing actually development about it, especially in the first of frequency and the discussion. Friday understand if there's certain but we can develop but now the field of sensor is really to rest and making it seem to be relaxed. So itself, I can tell the it will be a transition. So, all ideas stimulate so many surface from this game transition elasticity stage, which is about 30 odd cells. And we have these few cells about a dozen or so inside. This is support. Frequency, this is before implantation, for about between 4.5 to 7 days. So implantation happens in yes, that's why in idea, there is a piece in the lab, and you put that for that. So the stage that is for that. And then we grade them, stage 1, grade 1, 2, 3, and report. So grade 1 and 2 is used for only grade 1. So from grade 3 and 2, good cell selection. And there's things that is really good about the IPS cells and the Yamanaka factors and so on. So in either way, one can get these cells, throw them to the lab, and insulate them. And these cells are naturally programmed to form the environmental form. So if you take away those roadblocks for them, they will start forming various structures depending on how you direct them, or they will just try to naturally self-organize. And really, that is the property that it's not to be that. So this is, if you let them self-organize in wish, then just make them a thinker cells. Just they will form the front end and the back end. This is what's very critical for the embryo. The first thing to decide is whether to make some identity. And that one can do try to certain factors, and this is it put a reporter line, so something that will read out on front and back, so the criminal cell the back end. It's already in just a 4-day protocol, front end generated. So these are 3D structures, they're not embryos. So ethically and this is the model aspects of it. Now this can be very easily scaled up because it's a short protocol. And we'll show you some of that. And then one can use the various kind of drug testing, accessibility testing, verification. This is one example. There are low concentration, high concentration of this toxic compound, and you can see how the embryo body doesn't form. So, a lot of the drugs are not doing which is because people will not be tested or because they take for psychotics and it's kind of a but now the devising one example and there are many different models that can be. One can actually, tackle this problem. It's very difficult on the limits.
Say that the thought transfer
Yeah. So what we are we are now sort of validating this, getting more theoretical. Absolutely.
Essentially not give anything to a president.
Right. But
That we
that
get
was tested in the annual survey because we didn't have to do it. And currently the tests are done making only 5 months. I know myself, this is a 3 weeks and 1 cell time. So you don't know, right, what the actual effect is going to be. We are moving the testing virtual data. Yeah, but we are shining light on that gray area. That is the whole concept gray.
Maybe the other point is that I don't think you are putting that she said. Well, it was not about. Great next to you know, you don't know where else it will happen. It affects before wrapping up with G, maybe some other G. Or if the cardiovascular G becomes more active. So she doesn't die of that. And she does not that big, but she dies of heart attack. So just protect, he has not coming back up.
You need to test it, right?
Without testing, not at all.
Now, one
That
can
is an
actually
overnight
develop
model.
these areas. So we will just go through our the labs that we will have.
So, or you.
But that's the thing. Oh.
And she.
ಮುಂದಿನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
This is also.
Yeah.
Everyone to stand and observe 2 minutes of silence. Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon and warm greetings from the Institute for Stem Cell Science and Regenerative Medicine, DBT-inStem. We are deeply honored to host today a leader and visionary in Indian science and governance, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, Honorable Minister of State, Independent Charge, Ministry of Science and Technology and Ministry of Earth Sciences, Minister of State in the Prime Minister's Office, Ministry of Personal, Public Grievances and Pensions, Department of Atomic Energy, and Department of Space, Government of India. Today's visit is a moment of pride and significance for DBT-inStem. Earlier this afternoon, the Honorable Minister reviewed 2 major national research initiatives. First, the premier stem cell facility dedicated to establishing the Center for Research, Application and Training in Embryology, also known as CREATE. And second, the state-of-the-art Biosafety Level 3 BSL-3 facility, both housed at DBT-inStem. These facilities mark a key milestone in India's commitment to advancing translational science and biotechnology. To begin the session, I now invite Professor Manisha S. Inamdar, Director of DBT-inStem, to welcome our chief guest, Honorable Minister of State, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, and to deliver the welcome address.
Good afternoon, and a very warm welcome to everyone for today's program. We are deeply honored today to have as our guest, leader and visionary of Indian science and governance, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, Honorable Minister of State, Independent Charge, Ministry of Science and Technology. We are also very glad to welcome again Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, Secretary, Department of Biotechnology and Director General, Biotechnology Research and Innovation Council. On behalf of the Institute of Stem Cell Science and Regenerative Medicine, I warmly welcome you, sir, to today's program. InStem is an autonomous institute established under the Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, and part of the prestigious BRIC. And its mandate is to undertake world-class research in stem cells and regenerative medicine for the benefit of humankind and society. We capitalize on our diverse and cross-disciplinary expertise And with our excellent facilities on campus, with our campus partners such as the National Cryo-EM facility, the Mouse Genomics and Genome Engineering facility, and many other state-of-the-art facilities, we tackle challenges that go beyond the scope of a single laboratory. Additionally, the Center for Stem Cell Research at INSTEM is located in CMC Vellore and is a collaboration focused on clinical translation, especially in the area of cell and gene therapy. Recently, a first in phase human clinical trial was completed at CSCR for hemophilia A. So how can we leverage these expertise at INSTEM? Our enabling ecosystem fosters the development of out-of-the-box indigenous solutions to solve unmet societal needs, such as the Kisan Kavach to protect farmers from harmful pesticide effects, which was launched last year. So we encourage our scientists to develop these impactful new technologies. And over the last couple of years, DBT-inStem has focused on significantly expanding our efforts on enabling stem cells and organoid research through our training program and project called ESCORT. This is now a DBT Sahaj project, and we are also increasing our efforts to aim programs at women's reproductive health called WORTH that aims to de-risk technologies that will improve women's health, especially through early screening of drugs and compounds for teratogenicity or birth defects. So coming to birth defects, we know that the journey of human life begins with intricate and delicate processes. Any disruption in these early stages can lead to congenital anomalies or developmental disorders. Yet, due to ethical and technical reasons, studying this phase remains a challenge, and the process is mysteriously and largely not understood. Hence, INSTEM is establishing the Center for Research, Application, and Training in Embryology, or CREATE for short, that was reviewed by the Honorable Minister today. So, what is CREATE? We know that this most important phase of our life, early human development, is a black box for knowledge and information. And this is where our expertise of stem cells is required. Recent breakthroughs in stem cell biology are revolutionizing the field of embryology. Scientists can model aspects of embryo development, replicate key stages, and unlock new possibilities for research. Understanding early human development is crucial for advancing medical treatments, preventing genetic disorders, and deepening scientific and ethical knowledge about life's beginnings. So designed and built with in-house expertise and keeping in mind our user efficiency, this facility has 8 clean rooms, stock rooms, flow cytometry, imaging, and so on. Our center, CREATE, will pioneer studies to decode the mysteries of early life, model disease, and create diagnostic and innovative strategies. And this will be supported by the Human Pluripotent Stem Cell Biobank, which is a resource for quality stem cell lines. Importantly, these stem cells are of Indian origin, representing diverse Indian genetic backgrounds. Another of our major initiatives reviewed today is a national need. During the pandemic, INSTEM contributed greatly to pandemic mitigation efforts, and by participating in the sequencing efforts of INSACOG, developing germicidal masks, transgenic mouse models, diagnostic kits, and so on. Hence, the need was felt for a biosafety laboratory facility. Built as part of the National One Health mission, this state-of-the-art facility will play a key role in India's preparedness for future pandemics and epidemics. Located within the campus, it will allow expert personnel to handle high-risk pathogens in a secure environment. And designed to meet world-class biosafety standards, this facility will provide cutting-edge support for rapid, accurate diagnosis of infectious diseases. It can also develop animal infection models for future research. And finally, our new initiatives highlight the philosophy, approaches, and strength of DBT-inStem and DBT in contributing towards Atmanirbhar Bharat, Make in India and Ayushman Bharat missions. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Inamdar, for enlightening us on the need for CREATE, Center for Research, Application and Training in Embryology, and a BSL-3 facility for the country. I now have the honor of inviting Dr. Rajesh S. Gokhale, Secretary, Department of Biotechnology and Director General, Biotechnology Research and Innovation Council, BRIC, to share his remarks and perspective on this occasion.
Thank you, Bhavna, and namaskar and good afternoon to all of you. Honorable Minister for Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, Director in STEM, Dr. Manisha, Director IISc Bangalore, CEO from CCAMP, NCBS faculty members, InStem faculty members, other staff members, students, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a great honor for me to be able to today to stand up in front of you and to be able to, get Dr. Jitendra Singh here. Our minister, sir, has been wanting to come here. In the past, we have had a couple of attempts where every time something used to happen. And today, I think despite his very busy schedule, really busy schedule he has actually, he's here only for 1.5 hours in Bangalore today. And, he has given this much of time. I think it's one, we should really thank him for all his fantastic effort. I often tell him that he, about 8 secretaries report to him. And I don't know how he manages that, but he's one of the most efficient person I've ever seen in my life. And I think he's been such a wonderful mentor and being able to, give us guidance at various stages. And I think the freedom to work under him is absolutely such a fun. And that's why we've been able to do such fantastic things over a period of time. I think, sir, Department of Biotechnology actually has, over the years, have set up really state-of-the-art institutions all across the country. And this is one such fantastic example, sir, InStem, and admirably led by Manisha and with wonderful faculty members who have done some really fantastic things. So you had opportunity to do technologies of a couple of them actually to display even while being in Delhi. And I think, sir, this has been one of our really kind of feel things to be proud of, actually. Of course, it's because of students, postdoctoral people, and several other members of administration and technical officer staff who are really working behind the scene to make this happen. And I must want to congratulate each one of you for really bringing this up to this level. The standards that you have set up is only, you can only beat them even further. So let's all actually, engage into much higher research, aspire for bigger things, and really solve people's problems actually. Because, I'm not saying solve it today, but maybe put forward your paths to solving problems in the next 3 to 5 years of time. I think you must have seen several, how keen sir has been in terms of looking into various aspects of InStem part of it actually. In fact, I want to tell you that gestational diabetes work, which was actually for the first time came out of India's fund, in fact, was done by him very early period of its time actually. And I think this was, he always mentions it that having given present ethical committees, he would not have got an opportunity to do this. But one needs to test out activities to be able to do these things actually. But I think it's so important for us to really ensure that we are able to solve and take care of clinical benefits that we are able to bring out in various aspects of human endeavors and activities to be able to do. I think this is an extraordinary time juncture for science and technology, believe me. Never before there was so much of excitement for S&T ecosystem, for people not just to create new discoveries, new ideas, but even to solve people's problem actually, and also, make societal and economic benefit. And I think this can only be done as an enterprise where all of us work together in a consortium mode where we actually bring together our best ideas, thought processes, and biotech is just about, taking up to the completely new heights. And in fact, as sir, I will use your quote to say the bio-revolution is coming actually. And this is a classical example of where the bio-revolution is going to come to our country by making wonderful institutions, wonderful ideas, bringing out the best in everybody is actually, and taking technology and science to the next era of generations. I again thank you, sir, for all your time that you have given us, and congratulate Manisha and team for the fantastic setup that you have done. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, for your kind and encouraging words and also your insights on the vision and roadmap for advancing biomedical research and innovation in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct privilege to welcome and invite our chief guest, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, Honorable Minister of State, Independent Charge, Ministry of Science and Technology, and Ministry of Earth Sciences and Minister of State, PMO, Ministry of Personal, Public Grievances and Pensions, Department of Atomic Energy, and the Department of Space, Government of India, to address the gathering.
Secretary, Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, and Director General BRIC, Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, Director Dr. Professor Manisha Namdar, Director IISc, members of the faculty, students, friends. At the outset, I have to thank Rajesh and Manisha for getting me over here. It's been a very learning experience. In fact, I was asking Rajesh just now, I said, how old has this institute been? And he said, it's 2009. So I said, did I have to become a minister to visit here? Because I have been actively engaged in the academics, toying with all these areas. In fact, I remember way long back, we had one of the first studies in stem cell, related study with diabetes in way back, I think somewhere late 90s in PGI Chandigarh. So it's amazing and doesn't reflect well on many of us that we were not aware of the institute like this. So in fact, I was suggesting to him that next time you could have a clinical, in fact, we spoke about it in Delhi also, you could have a clinical meet where Manisha could make a presentation to the medical researchers as well. And I also suggested that you could have PhD programs, not necessarily in the same format as you have. You could have medicos as PhDs over here. You could have a PhD in you could also have MD thesis being done over here with a guide being from the parent institute or the medical school, the co-guide being here because UGC gives that provision. We have in fact started that at my behest only in CSIR. We've started that because we have so many of, and this is an institute which is very closely related to the medical science and medical academy. So it's rather anomalous if you don't integrate. And also in a place like Bengaluru, you have lot many active medical schools. And of course, in these days of online, you could be even collaborating outside the city of Bengaluru. Now, having said that, I also have to compliment Rajesh and his team because of the last few years, biotechnology department has become visible. In fact, it was so invisible that he's still trying to come out of the oblivion because he doesn't have an office of his own in the national capital. He sits behind the ITBBP office. So if you go looking for him in Delhi, you may not have to, if you ask for the Department of Biotechnology, I'm sure you won't get a queue. You will have to ask for the ITBP headquarters. And then you can tell them that we have one of our biotechnologies captive over there whom we are looking for. So I was telling you, it doesn't behold now that department has come of age and actually it started making news. And for the first time also because we have political dispensation, Prime Minister Modi himself taking keen interest, otherwise it wouldn't have been possible because we had all the talent, we had everything, we had all the potential, but we didn't have the kind of enabling milieu which is to be provided by the policymakers, which is happening now. And I think the biggest evidence of this would be borne by Rajesh himself. He made a series of presentations before the Prime Minister to enable the biotechnology policy agenda being included in a cabinet meeting. It's not easy to convince what it's all about. It's such a futuristic area. And finally, after a series of, finally when we could convey to the Honorable Prime Minister what we had in mind, he did our task by convincing all the others. And they said, okay, it may not be very relevant looking today, but we have to step in, so we are doing it. So I think in a milieu like this, you need to be more visible. And that's why I said last few years have been very happening for this department. We have a BioE3 policy, which I think one of the first countries to have so, as he was rightly mentioning, if the economists believe that the next revolution is going to be bioeconomy driven. We are already into it. It's not that when IT revolution happened, we were much behind. We were 15 years behind. Television happened there in 1950s, and in Bangalore, I remember we had a cricket match. For the first time, they showed on a black and white television. I think that was sometime in the 70s. We were college students. They just got into college. And that was first time they saw this black and white television showing a cricket match happening at Chepak, Madras. So, whereas they already were into color television by then. So, it's no longer that way. Similarly, in quantum, we are now among the first 4 or 5 or so. And of course, space has already made a story. And also, I have to compliment, they have been active scientifically and also administratively when the cue came that we have to stop working in silos, avoid working in silos, rightly so, because we are following global benchmarks, global strategies, we have to move on integrated. And of course, we have to integrate the private sector, the public sector in a big way because we can't sustain our research, and research doesn't actually meet its avowed objectives. So we have, in a big way, entered into that. The Department of Biotechnology deserves to be complimented. We have a very good model in the form of BIRAC, which has come up and speak. I think it will be emulated by the other government sectors as well, because it has given us COVID vaccine, it has given us that antibiotic, and series of other success stories. And similarly, I said when we got the cue that we had to bring down the number of individual institutions, try to bring them under the single umbrella. I think this was one of the first ministries in Government of India which brought all the 14 institutes together, and he became the general. Otherwise, he was simply a secretary. So we were among the first to do that. But of course, that means that we have been, all of us and his team, very actively on the job, and seeing today's DBT-inStem and the create. I have to thank Manisha for making me wiser than before, and I'm glad that I'm going more educated than before. And but what I was telling her, that those who ought to know about it don't know. So we have two sets of people in the society. One is those who know that they don't know, so they come looking for where is create, where is InStem, where is Manisha. But there are those like me who don't know that they don't know. So many of us didn't know that we didn't know that there was something like this happening. Because if it is so, as he was saying, we came out, we were among the first to have come out with GDM postulation of low glycemic levels, which later became a part of the WHO guidelines, the same group. And that was way back, I think, much before this was born. That was, I think, maybe early 21st decade. But if 2009 was the year this was born, we should have known about it. So that means, and now that we have so many other handles of communication, that's why I said I want to talk to the communication cell people over here. So you please get integrated with your central cell and make it widely public. And of course, very soon we will plan out a kind of a, like they have a CMEs, continuing medical education, we could have a continuing stem cell education meet where we could bring together the medicos and also the workers from this place, so that the regenerative medicine actually is going to be the in thing. So it's going to be everywhere. So when you talk of bio revolution, it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be in the plants world. It's going to be in the life sciences, and and of course in the animals. So it is going to manifest everywhere. Bangalore itself, I forgot the name of the startup group which has come out with the animal-free milk, which has now become export quality also. So I don't know whether they got support from BIRAG. No, I don't think so. No, but nevertheless, I mean, that they have substantiated that this is now going to be the future course of not only startup, but also entrepreneurship. So you will have, of course, they have come into the food industry. You'll have mutton-free kebab, or you'll have animal-free kebab. I can't say mutton-free because it'll be mutton, but not made out of goat. So likewise, and so on and so forth. Because as the world grows, so this is actually going to be a whole paradigm shift in economy. So as Mark Twain once said, in the context of economy is too serious a subject to be left to economists alone. So biotechnology is not going to be confined to biotechnology. It's an important subject for economics. And in fact, the London School of Economics has started specialized courses in economics, like we have in biosciences and medicine, genetics, separated genes as region. So they have health economics. They have regenerated economics because now realizing that that is going to be the future. So we are now and I know how many of us have realized in this room that when Prime Minister keeps talking of the Indian economy going up because we were fragile five, now we are first five, then number four, then number three, number one. The value addition is going to come from this room because all the other resources are exhausted. IT, all those things. So this is now the bio resource, and we have a huge resource, even in the natural. If you take the bioresources other than the life science, of course, you have a huge range of Himalayas, about 3, 4, 5 states living in the lap of Himalaya. You have a huge marine resource, which is full of bio wealth. We have almost 1,000 or 1,100 kilometer long coastal area, long, perhaps among the longest in the world, and an ocean called Indian Ocean. I was telling the friends the other day from Australia, I said, you have a country called Australia, an island called Australia, a continent called Australia, but your ocean is not known as the Australian Ocean. No, because my forefathers could see what is the wealth. And that wealth is going to be discovered by the biotechnologists. So you can understand how important is going to be your role in the years to come in the building of national economy as well. And an institute like this is going to be perhaps one of the torchbearers of that new revolution. So we have to take a steam in that and also make others know about what we are doing, not because we need publicity, but just because we need others to know what we have to offer them or what we need, what we have in our possession, which could be offered to them or which could be made use of them. So in the larger interest of the society and the nation, we would also, and that's one of the cues and takeaway points that I'm carrying with me. Soon I and Rajesh will work out on that also, so that your presence is felt a little more widely across the country. Thank you.
We thank the Honorable Minister of Science and Technology for his inspiring words. His visit to review the national facilities underscores the government's commitment to advancing scientific research and innovation in the country. We are grateful for his encouragement and continued support in strengthening India's research ecosystem. Next is a brief interaction with members of the press. Yes, okay. If not, then we move on. Okay, so then we move on. To conclude today's event, I now invite Professor Praveen K. Vemula, Dean Research, DBT-inStem, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my great pleasure and honor to extend my heartfelt gratitude on behalf of InStem. Today's event brought together like scientists, partners, and all key stakeholders who share a common goal to advance the science of stem cells and regenerative medicine for betterment of health and society. We are truly grateful for your presence and valuable contributions. I would like to sincerely thank our esteemed chief guest, Honorable Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji. Sir, your presence here today has been a great source of inspiration and encouragement to all of us. And thank you, sir, for taking time to review our premise stem cell facility, which is like enabling to better programs like, create and work. And we are also deeply grateful to Dr. Rajesh S. Gokhale, Secretary of DBT and DG of BRIC, for his continued leadership and support in guiding the scientific vision of our institutions. A special thanks to Professor Manisha Inamdar, Director InStem, for her efforts in steering today's program and her vision in shaping stem cell science and regenerative medicine and translational research at InStem. I would like to thank the entire InStem team for their collective efforts in making this visit and today's event a success. We also thank the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, DBT and BRIC for its continuous support, and we thank our institutional and industry partners for their ongoing collaboration effort with us. Finally, I extend my deepest appreciation to all our scientists, staff, and students whose dedication and hard work forms the backbone of every achievement we make. The success stories of InStem, including health innovations, pandemic response, and the gene therapy trials, are made possible because of their unwavering commitment. And thank you once again, all of you who joined us today. And we look forward for strengthening our partnerships and continuing our journey to innovation and impact. Thank you.